What if your grandmother lost her medicine next month? What if a single father had to choose between dinner or rent? And what if all this happened because of a law you didn't even know was being passed? A massive new bill is moving through the US government right now, and it could change everything for millions of people. They're calling it the Big Beautiful Bill. But behind that name are stories of struggle, silence, and fear. Before we explain everything, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who thinks politics doesn't affect them. Because this time it really might. A major event just took place in Washington, D.C., and it might change the lives of millions of people. A proposal for a new law called the Big Beautiful Bill just cleared an important hurdle in the U.S. Senate. The government says it's about saving money, cutting taxes, and fixing the system. But for many ordinary Americans, it could mean losing healthcare, food support, or a chance at education. Let's break it all down in simple terms. In early 2025, President Trump announced a huge new plan. He called it One Big Beautiful Bill, a single law that would try to solve many issues at once. But what does it really do? Well, the bill is over 900 pages long. But let me make it short. It actually includes big tax cuts, especially for rich people and big businesses. And taxes on tips, overtime pay, and car loans. Massive cuts to government programs that help low-income Americans. More money for the military and border wall. The government says this will reduce waste and grow the economy. But many experts and common citizens are deeply worried. Because those cuts, they hit regular people the hardest. But how do laws like this actually get passed? And why are some bills more dangerous than they seem? A bill is just a proposal. It doesn't become a law unless both the House of Representatives and the Senate agree on it. And then the president signs it. Think of it like this. First, a bill starts in the House, where elected officials from every state vote on it. If it passes there, it moves to the Senate, where another group of officials debate and vote. If the Senate also agrees, the bill goes back to the House one last time, just in case anything was changed. Finally, if both groups approve the final version, the president signs it, and it becomes law. That's how America's laws are made, through voting and approval from both parts of Congress. So where's this bill now? And how close are we to it becoming law? Here's what's happened with this bill. On May 22nd, the bill passed in the House by a very narrow margin. Only one vote made the difference. Then it went to the Senate. For weeks, there were heated arguments, even among members of Trump's own party. On June 28th, the Senate voted on whether to start debate on the bill. This isn't final approval. It just allows them to move forward. Even so, it barely passed. Just 51 votes in favor, 49 against. That shows how divided the government is on this issue. The bill scraped through by 2 votes. 2 Republican senators nearly stopped it, but last-minute pressure flipped them. To protest the vote, Senate Democrats used a rare tactic. Opposition forced the Senate to read all 940 pages of the bill aloud, line by line. It took nearly 10 hours. No one was watching, but they wanted the country to know. This isn't a law. It's a warning sign. So what exactly are they fighting against? And how would this bill affect everyday people like you? Let's leave behind numbers, headlines, and politics. Let's talk about people. Assume Clara, a 72-year-old lady, relies on Medicaid to afford her medicine. If this bill passes, her coverage could be reduced or gone. Ray is a single father of 2. He gets food stamps. The new law would slash the program that keeps his children fed. Kenya is a college student. She's working nights and studying days. Federal aid helps her afford tuition. That may vanish. Millions of stories like these exist across America, but they're never in the room when the votes happen. But why do some say this bill will fix the economy? And are they right? Supporters say the bill will lower the national debt and boost job creation. Some says this bill offers relief. No more taxes on tips or overtime. A few families may see a bigger refund next year, and rural hospitals get a short-term boost. But here's what independent analysts say. It could add over $2 trillion to the national debt. 11 million people might lose healthcare by 2034. Tax breaks for the top 5% become permanent, while low-income support shrinks. So when they say everyone wins, they're not talking about the people struggling most. What's coming next? And how much time do we really have before this becomes law? The Senate will debate the bill in detail. They have up to 20 hours to offer changes. Then they'll vote again, this time for final approval. If it passes, it goes back to the House one last time. If both chambers agree, President Trump can sign in a law, and he's pushing for that to happen by July 4th. This isn't just a law. It's a line in the sand, between comfort and crisis, between being seen or being forgotten. Behind every budget cut, there's a mother skipping meals so her child can eat, a student walking away from their dream, an old man in a clinic wondering if he can still afford to survive. And yet, none of them voted on this. None of them wrote this bill, but they're the ones who will live through it. If this bill becomes law as how it is, it won't just be big or beautiful. It will be personal, and it will be permanent for the people who lose the most. You may not see it on the front page. You may not hear it in the headlines. But after today, you know. So don't scroll past. Don't stay silent. Maybe your leaders won't ask what you think about this bill, but we will, whether you support it or oppose it, whether you think it will help the economy or hurt real people. Your voice matters. So drop a comment below. Tell us what this bill means to you or to someone you love. If this video gave you something to think about, tap the like button, share it with someone who should hear this, and subscribe to stay informed about what's really happening. Because when laws are made behind closed doors, the only thing louder than silence is people coming together to speak out.